Good morning, Kevin.
Morning. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Billy Schweim just walked in with his Collingswood Panthers T-shirt on.
Not exactly the best day to be wearing that shirt.
Not the best day to be wearing that shirt, he says, Billy. A lot of our listening audience is down here in Atlantic County, Cape May County. Talk a little bit about the teams out there in West Jersey. I know Hamilton, who we touch on from time to time with a big win over Delsea. Talk a little bit about some of the big games from last night. And I know Shawnee had a pretty big win.
Yeah, obviously I think the biggest game last night was Hamilton's win over Delsea. And Delsea had been number one team in South Jersey pretty much by everybody. Hamilton really came in, set the tone from the very first, from the very start. Scores a touchdown on the second play. Next series, blocks a punt. 3 plays later, scores another touchdown. Boom. We're midway through the first quarter, and they're up 2 touchdowns. And at that point, you're playing a top-ranked team. You have two teams that are pretty much in the top 3, 4 in South Jersey. You don't want to say the game is over, but Hamilton just did tremendous physicality last night, dominated in the trenches, basically did whatever they wanted, and they just proved last night that they were clearly the best team, at least last night. And I was just extremely impressed with the way that they played, especially defensively.
You surprised at all at the way they've been playing? They had a little bit of a coaching turnover. Pete Lancetta went over to Rowan University. So you surprised at all about the Blue Devils this year?
Not really, to be quite honest with you. That coaching staff is the same that was there last year. Jim Rasso comes in as the head coach, and any guy that comes in as a head coach is going to want to put his wrinkle on it, his let people kind of see that he's in charge and it's his team, and he did that a little bit. And this team has absolutely responded all season, and they're a tough 3-game stretch now. And everybody seems to have been pointing to this 3-game stretch because this is where they went undefeated. They were undefeated last year at 6-0, and then they came into a stretch of Delsea, Williamstown, and Timber Creek and lost all 3. So they're kind of tired of hearing about that. They're taking it 1 game at a time. Their focus was clearly on Delsea last night. If anyone thinks that they were looking past Delsea last night, they're strongly mistaken. They looked Delsea square in the eye, and like I said, they were just physically so much better than Delsea was last night. And like I said, no, I'm not surprised at all. I'm really not surprised. I figured they would be a team that would be to be reckoned with during the season. I just didn't know how good they would be. And I saw them last night for the first time in person, and my impression last night is that team is very good.
We're talking with Kevin Minnick here on the South Jersey Sports Report, high school sports reporter for the Courier-Post. Kevin, talking about Delsea, how quickly can they rebound? I mean, you're talking about a team that's perennially challenging for state championships. They've got a coach in Sal Marquez who's really been around for a long time and knows how to get these guys back on track. How quickly do you think they'll rebound?
Yeah, you're looking at a team that's a 3-time defending, South Jersey Group 3 champion, and I think they'll come out of yesterday. They were embarrassed. I think that they were completely embarrassed by their performance, and I do not think it's going to take a long time for them to get over that and get back on get back to where they need to be. I'm sure that they'll look at the film today, see what they did wrong. Sal talking a little bit after the game wasn't really satisfied that they didn't make their reads last night. They didn't hit the holes like they were supposed to, and you got to give Hamilton a lot of credit for that. But Delsea, that program is too strong and traditionally too good to just kind of melt, kind of just walk away after this one and like, oh no, our season's over, because they lost 3 games last year and won a championship. So they'll bounce back, and I think they'll bounce back very quickly.
Talk about a little bit of West Deptford. Clyde Folsom up there picked up win number 200. We had Bridgeton coach Dave Ellen pick up his 100th win, so kind of a milestone night for some area coaches. What does that mean for people who don't really know what it takes to get to 200 wins as a high school football coach? That's a lot of wins.
Yeah, that's a lot of wins, but just to clarify, that's 200 wins at West Deptford.
Oh, okay.
Clyde actually has 233 now, I believe it is.
Okay, gotcha.
He's 4th all time in South Jersey history, and the top 4 coaches in South Jersey history right now are all active coaches, with Paul Sacco at St. Joe and Joe Frapoli at Florence, and the third one has just skipped my mind, just like that. But that's a huge. Clyde does such a great job at West Deptford, and I don't think a lot of people give him the respect that he may be due. You know, he's a guy that is into it, 365 days a year, and he gets energized. I don't know that people thought that West Deptford might not be as good as they have turned out to be so far through the first half of the season or so, but he gets it done, and usually they play terrific defense. They run the wing T offensively, so he's always got some quality backs back there. So, he does a tremendous job with them, and to be fourth in South Jersey history kind of says a little bit of what he's been able to accomplish.
We're talking with Kevin Minnick here from the Courier-Post on the South Jersey Sports Report, talking some South Jersey high school football. Kevin, I'm not sure if you've seen St. Augustine Prep play yet this year, but just quick impression on the Hermits, and are they for real? Can they contend in that? They have a really tough playoff bracket that they're in with a lot of those North Jersey teams, but they've just been rolling through the Cape Atlantic League. Is this a team that can finally step up and really compete in that non-public A playoff bracket?
I have not seen them in person. I had seen them in practice a couple of times. I was impressed with their practice habits. I think that they're a team that can contend. I think that they can get. I think they're capable this year of winning a playoff game, and I think that's the first. That's kind of the next step for them. Because they're going to play these North Jersey powerhouses, and if they want to be where these powerhouses are in North Jersey, they're going to have to win a playoff game and really set the tone, for what they want to accomplish. And I think this year, the way that they're playing, especially defensively, I think defense doesn't get a lot of recognition. They get overlooked a little bit because of the way the offense has been going. But, defensively, they are extremely strong. Jim Brady is one of the best linebackers in South Jersey. And, I think that they can win a playoff game. Can they get past can they win a second playoff game? I don't know. But, clearly I think this is the year that they kind of show, they can win a playoff game. They may even get that playoff game at home. And, if they win that game, I think that will go a long way in what Mark Reardon's trying to do down there. And I think, right now, St. Augustine is clearly one of the top two teams in South Jersey. I think St. Augustine and Hamilton at this point have separated themselves from the rest of the pack. Now it's up to you to decide which one you think is number one, and I'll make my decision tomorrow. But I think both teams have arguments for being the number one team in South Jersey. Both teams have displayed that, and it's just this, I guess, kind of the sad thing about it is we will never know because they won't play.
Right. Real quick before we let you go, I wanted to talk a little bit about Cedar Creek. We had one of their offensive linemen, James Geisel, on the show earlier in the program, and I think a lot of people are a little bit mystified as to Amir Mitchell's stats. He's not really piling up a huge number of stats. Bo Melton's kind of come into his own as one of the big playmakers at that school. But, Amir Mitchell's getting a lot of attention, a lot of double teams. I think people that don't really understand football to that type of degree, haven't seen him on a regular basis. Talk about him just as an athlete and how he projects in the next level. I mean, this is a kid who's really got a ton of potential, I think, at the next level.
Yeah, you look at him as a wide receiver, you look at him as a DB, and obviously teams are going to double him. And if you're going to double him, that not only does that make it difficult, I mean, that just makes it tremendously difficult for him to get himself open and to catch balls and to pile up numbers. But it also in that way, it opens up things for some other guys on the team. And obviously, Bo Melton is one who's really capitalized on that attention that Amir seems to be getting. Bo is a tremendous football player, and it's no accident that he's producing the numbers that he is. But Amir, I think Amir at the next level. I don't know where where Michigan's going to put him at. At college football, and especially in the Big Ten at that level, is tremendously different than high school, and it'll be night and day. And if he's projects as a wide receiver in college, his athleticism will show. But this year, I think his numbers aren't that. The numbers aren't eye popping, I guess is what you could probably say. And he's probably made more of an impact defensively than he has offensively. But the casual observer will not see his name in the paper a whole lot. Will not see his name on the stat lists offensively because he just hasn't put up those kind of eye-popping numbers, but he's a presence out there, and he draws attention, and that obviously has created a lot of opportunities for other guys on that team.
Good stuff, Kevin. I appreciate you taking a few minutes. Get some rest now after your long night of high school football. Appreciate it.
No more rest. We got the 100th anniversary of Woodbury Paulsboro, and that kicks off in about 2 hours. So we're on the road again.
Oh, nice. You'll be busy all day. Have some fun out there. Thanks, Kevin.
We will. Thanks again.
All right, that was Kevin Minnick from the Courier-Post. Always good to catch up with him, get some different perspective out there and some West Jersey teams.